Hey guys, welcome back. So I have here the chart for Bitcoin versus US dollar 1 week candles from Bitfinex. Basically, I see two possibilities with Bitcoin. It's either touches 10,000 or somewhere near 10,000, a little bit above, a little bit below, but somewhere around 10,000, and then it reverses down into a bear trend. Or the other possibility is that it breaks out, like it breaks 10,000 and it just shoots up parabolic like any breakout. So in either situation, I wouldn't sell myself. I wouldn't buy, of course, right now, but I would not sell in neither of these two situations because if it does go down from here, I would understand that the next support is going to be 8,000. Because all the other highs have been tested already. So 3,000 was tested, and then 5,000 was very, very close to be tested here. We had this candle here, and the wick is at 5,150 more or less. So very, very close from this high here. And then we had another huge correction down to 5,500. So it's close enough from the previous high. There's a little bit of gap here. Yeah, there's a possibility that it's going to go down and close that gap, of course, but I don't find it that likely. I would understand that if it reverses from here into a bear trend, the next support is going to be 8,000, and from here it would bounce. So if it goes down to 8,000, I'm perfectly cool with that. I bought last time at 4,800, so I'm cool. I'm not going to be trading this because, you know, I don't want to trade Bitcoin for this. It seems like a lot in terms of dollars, but percentage-wise, it's not that huge of a drop to be, you know, going through the hassle of selling and buying back in and all that. So I'm cool holding if it goes down right now. And in the other hand, if it breaks out 10,000 and starts accelerating more and going parabolic, then of course I don't want to sell because I want to ride, you know, the parabolic movement. But I would for sure be looking for an exit. Of course, I'm not going to be holding forever. If it starts going parabolic from here, I'm going to start looking for exits, but it's probably not going to be anything less than 13,000 because, I mean, if it breaks 10,000, it's not going to go to 11,000. I mean, $1,000 movement at these levels is like nothing. It would go much, much higher than that. So I would be for sure looking for an exit, but much higher. I would for sure try to ride this parabolic movement up and try to time the top as much as I can. So that's the strategy for Bitcoin. I'm not selling right now, whether it goes down or up. That's my reason for not wanting to sell right now. But if Bitcoin breaks 10,000 and it goes and it starts to accelerate and go up, you know, it continues to go up, I would anticipate that the altcoins are going to go up even more than Bitcoin. And yes, I know I have been saying that to stay away from the altcoins for many, many months now in my channel, and there's a reason for that. This is the chart for EOS. It's only an example for the altcoins. I could be showing many other charts, but just as an example to represent a big percentage of the altcoins, you know. So altcoins have been going down versus Bitcoin for many, many months now. In this channel, if you follow this channel, you probably avoided trying to guess bottoms in this dip here, 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 and in every single dip. You have not been buying this. You have just been away from altcoins for as long as they were below moving averages, right? But what happened in the last 2 weeks is that the altcoins have come above the moving averages. The moving averages in bigger time frames, like this one is the 1 day candles, the moving averages have crossed bullish around 1 week or 1 week and a half ago, something like that. It's going to be a little bit different from altcoin to altcoin, but you get the idea. So they have started to uptrend when traded versus Bitcoin. I don't really care what they do when traded versus the dollar, because even if they have been going up versus the dollar, if they have been going down versus Bitcoin, since Bitcoin has been going up versus dollar, it means you would have made more dollars just by holding a Bitcoin. In other words, if you were holding altcoins, even if they were going up in terms of dollars, you have been missing out in dollar profits anyways. So that's why we have been away from the altcoins in this channel since the top in May, actually, after the altcoin fever in May, after the altcoin bubble burst, we have been away from the altcoins, never bought back in again until when? Until 2 weeks ago, when the trend changed. And now the trend changed. So altcoins have been outperforming Bitcoin for the past couple weeks, more or less. Some altcoins for the past 2 weeks, some altcoins have started to outperform Bitcoin only 1 week ago. But the thing is, the main message here is that altcoins are just starting to outperform Bitcoin only for the past week or two. Since then, we have been buying in this channel, we have been buying Bitcoin Cash, Dash, and EOS. Of course, I'm not gonna analyze the whole market. You will have different favorite coins or favorite projects. The ones I show the most here are EOS, Dash, and Bitcoin Cash, because this is the ones I like. But this is like the general view for the altcoins market. So they have been outperforming Bitcoin for the past 1-2 weeks, and I would expect if Bitcoin breaks 10,000 and starts, it continues to go up, I would understand altcoins are going to continue to go up when traded versus Bitcoin, which means you're going to be making more value in terms of dollars if you hold altcoins instead of Bitcoin. So until now, for the past several months, the best strategy to make the most out of it, to maximize your profits, the best strategy have been to hold a Bitcoin. But I said this 1,000 times in this channel. You need to follow the trend, and you need to adapt to the changes on the direction of the trends. And the trend for the altcoins has just changed. It's changing right now. We're very, very close from the bottom still. So it's a great time to enter altcoins. Altcoins in general, of course, not all of them. You need to do technical analysis and fundamental analysis before you throw money into any altcoin, of course. But I'm talking a little bit about, a general view for balancing your portfolio and adapting to new trends. So the main point for this video is, or the main message is, if Bitcoin breaks 10,000 and continues to go up, I'm gonna balance my portfolio and I'm gonna change my Bitcoins for altcoins, the ones I like. I'm not gonna say names right now. For now, I have EOS, Dash, and Bitcoin Cash, and some fanfare as well. So I would be looking, maybe I will pick up some different ones, maybe not. I didn't do any analysis on that yet, but for sure, the first altcoin, or the first coin that I want to accumulate as much as possible is Bitcoin Cash. So I'm going to be converting more Bitcoin into Bitcoin Cash. And I have one exception. I know many people are going to hate this, but I have to say it. Ethereum versus Bitcoin. I have the chart here. Guys, I still don't see how Ethereum is going to start outperforming Bitcoin. I think it's much, much more likely that Ethereum is going to go sideways versus Bitcoin. So if Ethereum goes sideways versus Bitcoin, it's going to be the same as just holding Bitcoin. I mean, the reason why I think that Ethereum is going to go sideways and not outperform Bitcoin at the current moment, it's because Ethereum is the one, or one of the ones that did the most here in this bubble. It went from this low here to the top 1,700%. like it's a lot. Or even if we do it from here, from this breakout, it's like 1,000. It's 1,000% that it went up, like a lot more than many other coins. So it's still in a downtrend. It didn't even have the consolidation period like any other altcoin had already. See this long consolidation here? Ethereum didn't have that yet. Ethereum went up too fast, too much more than other altcoins. That's why I think it's an exception, or one of the exceptions. Again, I don't analyze every single coin in the whole market. I don't know every coin. I usually look at the main ones, at the ones with bigger market cap, or some of the medium market cap. But Ethereum's gone up a lot, like too much comparing with other coins, and it's still in a downtrend. Ethereum didn't break out of this downtrend yet. So as you can see this very clearly, I draw these lines months ago. So this was a bear triangle. This was the length of the triangle, which I had here. Then I moved it here to show the target. So the target was exactly just touched the target. It was perfect target here. It just touched and bounced and went back down and bounced again, but it's not breaking out of the downtrend. So I think there's a very, very high probability for Ethereum to just go sideways here. I'm gonna draw this arrow now here, not that long, but at least, I'm just gonna leave it here, and I'm gonna save this chart, and we will be able to see this chart through the next weeks and months, and we will see. And of course there's a lot of volatility in these markets now, so it can go down here, go up all the way up here, and then down here. So every time, I know that every time it's bouncing and it's going this high here, everybody's gonna think it's gonna skyrocket. It's just what happens in this type of market conditions, when markets are driven by sentiment more than fundamentals or any other thing. So everybody's gonna get excited with every single bounce here. But I think it's more likely that in general, with the volatility and all in all, we're going to be going sideways with Ethereum versus Bitcoin. But there's only one thing that it shows that it could actually start up trending, and it's the volume. The volume has been increasing here. We have massive green volume, so this indicates that there could be an uptrend here. This could start up trending here and go into a second bubble, almost as high as this previous one here. If I look at the volume, I would think it might happen, but I still find the sideways movement more likely. But for example, here in this bubble, we had this bubble here back in 2016, and it went up also like 1,000%. More than that, like from this, actually from the breakout, like I did before. From the breakout here, it's very, very similar bubble, 400. From this breakout was 400, but from the very bottom here, it's 1,700, imagine, almost 2,000%. And still, it corrected down here, and it went into a second bubble here. So it's not like it's impossible that's going to do this again. It's possible that's going to happen. I still give more probability to the sideways movement for the case of Ethereum, because the volume is the only one indicator that it's showing that it could go into an uptrend. But if you look at the rest, if you look at the price action, still downtrending. If you look at the history of other crypto bubbles, Bitcoin, for example, so this Bitcoin versus dollar back here in 2013, the other bubble we had here, so it was downtrending for a long time here, and down, still downtrending, and it was still, this was not even the bottom here when we start having massive volume here, massive spikes of volume. Look at this one, it was the highest volume in history. It was at the all-time highs for volume here, and it was not near the bottom yet. And then even higher volume here, and it was not near the bottom yet. It was only going sideways and bouncing a little bit. Then it touched moving average and it bounced off and continued lower, lower, lower. So even this volume here, this huge volume here, it started to uptrend, but very, very slowly. But look at the bear market and look at the sideways market here. I think Ethereum needs to go through a proper bear market and a proper very long consolidation before it can go into the next bubble. But as usual, there's no such thing as 100% probability when trading. So of course it could go up, but I think it's more likely to go sideways. And if you don't buy Ethereum, I mean, you can do whatever you want, but if you don't buy Ethereum and just hold Bitcoin, if Ethereum goes up and breaks this downtrend resistance, if it breaks here, you can start buying here. You're not going to miss a lot in profits if you buy after you have confirmations. In the other hand, if you buy now and then it starts to going up and down and up and down and up and down, you're going to be missing in a lot of profits if you would have put this money into some other projects. So I think that's all I have for Ethereum. But of course, I will change my mind if we get to break out from this downtrending resistance line here. If we break out this and actually stay above it, I will make a new assessment. For now, it's all I have. So yeah, my point for this video is I don't want to sell Bitcoin. Whatever happens, whether it breaks 10,000 or not, I don't want to sell it for now. But if it does break 10,000 and continues to go up parabolic, I'm going to balance my portfolio and I'm going to use big part of my Bitcoins. I'm going to put it into altcoins, some specific ones, but I think most of them now, just like 1 month ago, I was saying 90% of the altcoins are going down versus Bitcoin. Now I say 90% of the altcoins are going up or will start to go up in the next weeks if Bitcoin breaks 10,000. So I think that's all. I'm going to leave the video here. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I will see you soon. Bye.